They're trying really hard to get me banned.
Oh,
They're trying to get me banned again?
The thing is that they try this every week. They try to get me banned. They're not willing to engage what I'm saying in good faith. So instead of that, they have to resort to attacking something that I didn't say. So a solution, pure Nazi filled. What am I saying? All of this is by design. I say this over and over, and I will continue saying it. They are doing this on purpose. They are doing it so they can continue to fund these parasite migrants into our country. The West has a huge problem that we have an infection and we refuse to admit that there's a problem.
I think, honestly, at this point, because obviously the language he's using is inflammatory, and I think Asmongold is intelligent enough to do it on purpose. That's what I think. I think he's using the language on purpose because he knows he's going to make all his haters explode even more. But let's continue.
There is clearly an affliction, and there is also clearly a solution. But they don't want to talk about that because it might make them feel bad. That has to stop.
Yeah, these are scammers. Why wouldn't you want to deport a scammer? Like, I don't know.
So he's addressing illegal immigration then. So I would call someone a parasite, absolutely. If it's one of those that is like, they hate us, they try to take our women, they do stuff on our children, absolutely, that's a parasite. Of course, I wouldn't call every single one of them a parasite. Personally, I wouldn't do it. I think he's doing it on purpose. Yeah, illegals need to go. I agree with him.
I understand like what the logic here is. Do you want to have somebody who's scamming in your country? Why would anybody want to have that? Like,
so when he says scamming, this must be about Somali millions and hundreds of millions dollar scam then. Do you guys know if that's what this is about?
What the fuck? They zoomed it in and doesn't show what you're talking about? All of this is by design. I say this over and over.
It was.
Nick Shirley has apparently brought something big back. He's brought back journalism.
So he's not talking about, you see, that's the problem when you see singled out clips. He's not, when he says these parasites, there is a solution, they need to get out. He's not talking about all immigrants as they want to make it look. Because they're going to tell you, oh, he's talking about all immigrants, legal immigrants, even you, Metatron, he wants you out. No, he's talking about Nick Shirley's investigation. So clearly these are the people that are scamming. Absolutely. It drives me nuts to think that there is so many hardworking Americans in America that are struggling to reach the end of the month, that have tens of thousands of dollars into their credit cards, while there are these foreign, often illegal, in this case they are the Somali, that come in and have millions of dollars from the government and live these luxurious lives at this point. It's just unbearable. It is. So I get it. Okay, that's what he was talking about. All right.
This is the sound of hospice money. What's the need for 1,000% increase?
It's the sound of hospice money. So that's the one in California now. I did watch a little bit of this one, actually. I'm aware of this one. That's the one in California. Unbelievable. California being, in fact, one of the most expensive places to live, I'm going to say in the world. Definitely in America, together with New York. But I think, is California more expensive than New York at this point? If you're enjoying this video so far, please take a moment to check out my Patreon page. With as little as a $5 support, you can help us ensure that we can continue to produce high quality and high researched content. And at the same time, you get access to polls, extra videos, unlisted streams, and much more. Thank you so much.
Hospice care here inside LA.
Take a look at this. This is CBS News.
dang.
How can there be that many licensed hospices in this tiny little building? This isn't possible.
This building, our investigation found, is home to 89 registered hospice companies. The state and federal records for hospice agencies tell you a lot.
They gotta know it. They know it. Someone needs to be fired, investigated, and imprisoned. Because you cannot tell me, oh, they played the system. No, the system is complicit, because otherwise, how can there be 87, did they say? 89 in one building, and there is someone who's approving and stamping this, sending them the millions?
Auditors have identified warning signs when they're looking for fraud,
Potential
like
fraud.
multiple hospice offices packed into one building. Or
all of this is by design. I say this over and over, and I will continue saying it. If I knew that I could get these people deported, if I knew I could do that, I would take a break from my string.
You see, he's giving you the context. This is why you gotta give them this chance. Because in isolation, that clip looked a lot worse than it actually was. That's the context. We are giving the man an opportunity to kind of give us the context of what everyone is trying to ban, having banned for. Besides, not to think about the hypocrisy of who is the one who's spearheading the idea of, oh, Asmongold said this, he needs to be banned. Piker? The one who said we want the blood of conservatives on the street? Come on.
I honestly keep posting my greatest hits, and they act like it's a bad thing. I hate them. I hate them. They want to talk about empathy. Like, I don't have a single shred of empathy for these scammers.
I'm here in Los Angeles at the U.S. Attorney's Office. We're talking about fraud. This place has become one of the epicenters for fraud, waste, and abuse in America. $3.5 billion just here. These fraudsters.
Billions. It's worse than I thought. I thought hundreds of millions, and I'm like, man, hundreds of millions. Billions with a B. Why isn't that money at this point going either to common infrastructure or at this point give it to American people?
And these do tend to be foreign influences. These are Russian, Armenian gangs, mafia, that are leading a lot of these efforts.
Yeah, you talking about fraudsters? They cut it in a way that you were talking about random migrants? Of course they cut it in a way I was talking about random migrants. The only way that these people's ideology can survive is if it's surrounded by lies. Because if they tell...
I am so grateful. I'm so glad that I chose to react to this. Because I have seen that clip in the wild, and I've seen it being reposted by so many of his haters. No one gave him the decency to check. But what was the context of this clip? Everyone has been just reposting, quoting, calling him a Nazi, saying, look, he's saying this about immigrants. No, he's saying this about those specific migrants that are committing fraud. Completely different context.
The truth, people will agree with me. Be as clear as you can, though. It's easy to be misconstrued in today's climate. There's never a reason to avoid trying to be misconstrued. People will always lie about you. Whenever people can't misconstrue you, they'll just simply make up fan fiction. There's no reason to exist inside of an ecosystem of people that are trying to lie. They will always look on the wrong side of something.
He is so right. You know, the chatter that told him, or maybe try to speak clearly so they can't use it against you. You know, what I know about this person, whoever he is that he's not a streamer nor a content creator. Because you have to imagine, we have been live streaming for 4 hours now. This is a drop in the bucket compared to the number of hours that the likes of him, Asmongold, even Hassan Clown, these people put like 8-10 hours of streaming a day. Do you think they can micromanage every single thing that they say throughout the entirety of a stream? One, it's impossible. Two, it would drive you insane, even if you tried. And three, it would be a colossal waste of time because they are still your haters. Even if you explain yourself in the best way possible, they will do selective editing and they will, just like Professor Dave did with me. I expressed myself very clearly and very well and precisely on the video that I first dedicated to him, where I said, I have nothing against the information that the Professor Dave presents, nor do I, generally speaking, I agree with what I've seen, although I've only seen a few videos. I have nothing against the information. I'm just saying that there are two problems that I have with him, which is the fact that he sounds aggressive and toxic, and that puts me off. He cut out the part where I said that I had no trouble with his information. He showed only the manipulated section where I was saying, oh, he sounds angry and he sounds toxic and that puts me off, and then made the false claim that his audience ate up, because I could see them in the comments of my things attacking me after he gave them that manipulated clip, where he said, see, Metatron is doing this just as a way to say that my information is wrong. So what's the point? Say what you think, don't think about it, and just because the haters will do it anyways. They're not about the facts, they're about tribalism. Look at this, they call him pure filth. Sean from @Sean.Black on X. When you call someone pure filth, this is an insult, first and foremost, to all the people who had to deal with the real Nazis. Historically. That includes my grandfather. Not that it matters, but it does piss me off. Not that he should care about grandfather. He shouldn't. It's a complete stranger. But I do care about my grandfather, who was arrested by Nazi soldiers in northern Italy and was taken to the Dachau concentration camp. You are an embarrassment of a keyboard warrior who knows nothing about reality, and you're calling Asmongold pure Nazi filth because you have been lobotomized and brainwashed by the progressive left, I'm going to say it, to call everyone a Nazi on the basis of a misrepresented clip. That's propaganda. But even then, I clearly think you're scum, Sean, but I wouldn't call you a Nazi just because I found one point of commonality with the actual historical Austrian Painters fan club. And Hassan, of course, says a solution to deal with migrants in America. And, these parasites, migrants. Oh, gosh, there is no peace with people like this.
I'm a Nazi, of course, I'm a Nazi. Why is it that you shouldn't want to deport people that are scamming in your country? I think people don't understand. There are a lot of people out there that feel the exact same way that I do. And they're tired of pretending that it's racist.
Me too.
Or bigoted or xenophobic or whatever you want to call it, to say that they want to get the fucking scammers and terrorists and criminals out of their fucking country so they can live in peace. I think there's so many people that are fucking sick of it. And I don't care what you call me. I don't care what the words are that you're going to use. It's not going to change the outcome. It don't matter anymore. Call me whatever you want. It's still going to happen.
I mean, I gotta say it, as usual, again, I agree with him 100%, and even at first when I said, I don't know if I would use parasite, but now that I know the context, he's absolutely right. The reality is that I think he's also at a different stage of life, in the sense that I've received quite a lot of hatred over the years, but not at the level that this guy has received. Like, honestly, I've seen he has lost his mother, and all the guys that hated him, when they're telling him, oh, your mother is dead because of you, it's your fault, and they were fabricating all of this nonsense. Then his father died, and he had to deal again with, because of how popular he is and how outspoken he is about his political takes, he had to deal with with legions, and I'm using the term specifically to refer to the demons in the Bible. He had to deal with legions of haters that hate him because he doesn't belong to their cult when it comes to politics. And they had to tell him, oh, your father hates you from hell because you whatever. I think he got to a point now that he's going to use some terms on purpose because he stopped giving a fuck. It's normal. It's normal. And so, also because these are the same people that then tell you have no empathy. Really. The people that just said that to him. And besides, I think Asmongold, I don't know him personally, but to me, he sounds like he was a good son because he provided for his dad. He was with him the whole time. He bought him a whole house. And before you say, well, Asmongold is a millionaire, right, but he doesn't spend $10 for himself. He literally does. He's probably owned this shirt for the last 25 years. He did, however, spend the money to buy an apartment for his father, even though he knew they probably didn't have long left. So took him to every appointment. But that's a pure Nazi. Man, what would you think then if you saw the real ones, the stuff that they did? Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. California got exposed. Yeah, again, I just wish that there were names and people in prison, though. Because all of these, like, oh my gosh, it's a terrible scam, it's awful. Yeah, but are they doing something about it? Where are the people? Who is paying for it? Who's paying for this stuff? Where are the arrests? That's what we want to see. As usual, Asmongold based.